Hello everybody, Pallytub here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. In today's video, we're playing a character that has become very near and dear to my heart recently. That was just nerfed, and I'm still not over it. I'm still not okay. I want to make sure we're all on the same page with that. This is Azmodan. He's the General of Hell. He is a ranged specialist in Heroes of the Storm, and as you might be able to tell, he's all about dunking. He's all about doing massive amounts of damage to enemies that he can hit from a very, very, very long range. I think one of the funnest characters in the whole game because you're always doing something. There's always something on the battlefield that needs to be done for Azmodan, and I think it's a great playstyle. Now, his ability to stack with Taste for Blood into Infernal Globe has been nerfed, and a lot of people are playing him as a kind of single target damage dealer with his E ability. I want to be very clear, I'm not doing that, even though it may be the dominant build right now at this moment in time. It's too soon to tell whether or not this build is going to stick and they're going to go back to dunking or not. I don't know. But I am going to be trying to get globes and deal damage with my Q ability in today's match. Let's jam. Come on and Sam, and welcome to the jam. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in Blackheart's Bay today. The friendly team, Azmodan, Kerrigan, Falstad, the Butcher, and Gazlo. The enemy team, Azmodan, Greymane, Jaina, Medivh, and Li Ming. So inherently, they have more sustain than we do, but we have the Butcher who can heal himself. Kerrigan that can heal herself. Okay, we might be okay. We might be okay. Taste for Blood coming out at level 1. Enemies that die within 1 second of being hit by the Globe of Annihilation increase its damage by 2 up to a maximum of 500 damage. Oh yeah. Azmodan's Q ability is the one we've been talking about the most so far. It is what's going to be doing the majority of our damage with today's build, like it just did to that Li Ming there. And it will continue to scale up throughout the course of the game if we do a good job of stacking it. I don't know if we will, you know, that kind of remains to be seen. I haven't played Azmodan much since the patch, so we're probably going to be a little rusty team, but we can definitely pressure the shit out of these bottom towers and then move on to the chests that spawn at the 50-second mark every time. We can use our E ability, which is the all shell burn. This is what most builds for Azmodan are focused on these days. You know, it's pretty good. It's not bad. Hey, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. You just gonna chase me down? Okay. All right. Do we have any Gazlo turrets set up? Can I dunk this? How we looking? I can definitely dunk that mage for some stacks. Yeah, we got 1 stack, boys. We got 1 fucking stack. We are the quintessential scaling character. Previously to the nerf, there was no other characters in the game that could scale as well as Azmodan. He just did an astronomical amount of damage in the late game if his early game was good. Now, this isn't the best start in the whole world. I'm going to rotate up to top, I think, and start to soak that. Our W ability spawns a little demon that we've been using throughout the course of today's video. And our trait is this General of Hell that we can pop out up top. This will actually make it really, really easy for us to generate a significant amount of HP. Or excuse me, XP for our team, because he will be going out, he'll be getting kills, he'll be doing stuff, and that also benefits everyone on my team, just from that being spawned up here and pushing this lane. Now, we are not looking at very easy opportunities to actually get stacks here at all. The enemy team's Azmodan just got a ton, whereas, like, my team has no real reliable AoE clear. They have Medivh and the cleave from Greymane. So we're always going to be behind on stacks, but we'll try our best to make it work. It is a very hard and difficult build to pull off, and it takes a lot of practice and a lot of time. For instance, I have to know that it takes 4 auto attacks on an archer and mages when I'm low on stacks if I want to get the dunk off. And when your team goes in and kills minions like that, it could definitely take away from Azmodan's ability to stack. So in a lot of ways, his new build that focuses on his E could be significantly more consistent if you are just learning the character and just getting into the Azmodan playstyle. But once you are used to it, once you know that it takes 4 auto attacks in the early game and then you could dunk to kill all the minions in the back line, and you know you have a really good idea of what your actual range is, and you know that you can split push multiple lanes at the same time, and you know, once you get all that down, Azmodan's pretty fucking good, especially if you have a team that is working with you. Now, one of the best things about Azmodan is that he actually, other than Cho'Gall, has the highest HP pool in the entire game. So when ganks like that actually happen, especially early on before heroics are added in for both teams, it can actually be quite hard for an enemy to move in and be able to burst you down just because you are innately so damn resilient. Also, prior to Tracer being added to the game, you were the fastest chest clearer. So we can get these two and then back up so we don't get body blocked. He's pretty cool. Now, when he was added to the game, everyone was focused on dunk builds. There were some all shall burn builds, but really Azmodan was kind of seen, in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of a lot of people, he was kind of seen as a failed character launch. It wasn't until people really started to get coordinated and understand how good his Q could be that he really started to perform well. And of course, one of the best characters back in the day to combo with an Azmodan was actually a Johanna with Knight Takes Pawn. At level 1, Johanna could walk in, start to do some very good minion damage with her W ability, with her Condemn, and then all of a sudden, you could stack an Azmodan up to 200 stacks within the first few minutes of the game. Because of that, Knight Takes Pawn was actually nerfed. And again, because of similar changes where characters can stack up Azmodan way too fast, they just lowered the amount of time he has to actually get a stack with his Q ability by a pretty significant amount. This makes it significantly harder to actually scale Azmodan in the early game, and most people end up relying on their ultimate, the Black Pool, at level 10 to really take him to the next level. Let's go ahead and dunk right here. Unfortunately, the minions are focusing the Jaina. Now, I want to really stress upon the fact that I have not been doing a good job of stacking this game at all. It's very, 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 very important to make that distinction. It has not been going well. Normally, you would have to have your team working with you. We did not go into this team with a pre-made comp with that in mind. As you can see, Kerrigan is just killing minions. So we are not set up for stacking at all. And even on top of that, I have not been doing a very good job getting those stacks. And that is one of the reasons that Azmodan is like such a niche character. I truly felt last patch that I could carry a game on Azmodan. I felt like he was my best bet for winning in most scenarios because I did get very good at dunking. I got very good at pushing lanes. I could generate a ton of XP for my team, and I always had something very, very meaningful to do on the map. But now that it's harder to get these stacks, I think it's significantly harder to actually carry a game with him. And once again, he's become significantly more of a niche pick. When I had my Reddit post talking about all the struggles that are going on in my life right now, someone had the audacity to say that I'm only playing Azmodan because he is a character that not very many people play, and I need people to watch my YouTube channel. Which I hope you loyal viewers would know that that is very wrong and inaccurate. Now that we do have the Black Pool, we can really benefit from stacking quite a lot easier, especially when the Butcher is doing such a good job of setting us up. And this will allow our damage to scale up quite far as the game continues. Now we should only need about one auto attack on the backline minions, on the casters and archers, to get this really set up to start clearing out waves very quickly. So this should be good to go. Here we go. Look at that, 539 damage, and we were able to get, I believe that was 5 stacks right there, just with a little bit of help from the Butcher. And because we can clear lanes so quickly, this will allow me to rotate from bottom to top and really become quite effective at keeping both of these lanes under control. Now that Li Ming is caught in the lamb to the slaughter, we'll just hit her with the all shall burn. And then I would like to dunk this in 2 seconds, but he's killing all my minions. Okay, there we go, that's okay. Now, while I'm up here, I can also help out with getting XP in the bottom lane by putting the General of Hell down there, and it'll start to push that bottom lane more effectively with that Mercenary camp. While middle lane is taking damage, I could dunk down there if I wanted to, or I could help combo with the Butcher, who is very, very, very generous in helping me get these stacks. I can solo these coin camps by myself. I can make sure middle doesn't get pushed in from here. We have so much control over the map, and I actually really enjoy that about the character. He does feel, not as much as Abathur, but he does feel as though he just has a different perspective over the map than most other characters. And the idea is you want to get your ultimate underneath you. I'm casting this below my character just by hitting Alt and R, which drops it right underneath me. Let's go ahead and all shall burn this. We'll posture very aggressively. It's very difficult for a Li Ming to burst us down because of our massive health pool. I did miss the dunk there. Probably wouldn't have killed her, but you know, that extra damage would have helped. So I'm just casting this under my character and then being very aggressive with pushing top and bottom. We are going to go for Hedonism at level 13, which makes this a little bit more mana efficient. So 1 auto attack on each of these guys, and then we dunk. Beautiful. We can get these coins up here. We already have 9. Now, one of the main issues with Azmodan is you don't want to push up too far because it is very easy for an enemy to come up behind you and kind of kill you if you overextend. This has just been a complete slugfest on the map down in the bottom lane. And as you can see, I'm using that time and I'm using that space that the enemy team is giving me to just become stronger and stronger and stronger. We have 100 bonus damage on our Q now, which again is about 100 off from where I would want to be right now. But we can just constantly be rotating between top and middle, and as long as they don't come to stop me, we're going to be able to out-siege this enemy team no problem. A general up here will definitely help. 1 auto attack on the back line, 2 and 3 and 4, and then we dunk. And you can see how this will start to ramp up into something that the enemy team will not be able to control. And this is after the nerf to Azmodan. I am so fucking dead. Well, I'm sorry, team. I'm so fucking dead. That was so bad. Oh, no. Oh, I gave them so many. And as you clearly see, I'm totally fine up here in the fucking top lane. And I'm gonna be fine. They're not even focusing me at all. And all of a sudden, they ascended on me like bats out of hell. Anyway, not that big of a deal. We can contest the turn-in fairly easily, I would imagine. And I'm already on my way back. And the good thing about Azmodan is while I'm on my way back, we can send the general up to the top lane to start generating XP for our team up there. And you should start to see that XP adding up very quickly. We should be in range here. Yes, we are. Let's just start sending out some pretty heavy dunks on these guys. Jaina Proudmoore hit for 700 damage there as we continue to stall out and interrupt this turn-in. The All Shall Burn on the Grey Mane. Not going to catch him quite, but we should have that kill there. Kill on Jaina Proudmoore right here. And let's just keep backing up. Another general up top. And they did manage to turn in those coins. But you know what? We're in middle lane. Let's stack up some more siege damage here. I absolutely love this playstyle of there always being something to do. And I love generating XP for my team because as you've heard me mention over the course of the last few videos, I have noticed that a general just lack of XP is what my team has been missing. That's what I feel that like has been making them lose games more than anything else. And I really do think it's true. So I have really been gravitating lately, like in my free time. I've been gravitating towards characters that can simply get XP easier. And I think Azmodan is a great example of a character that can split push for the entire game and still come into a team fight hitting really, really hard because we do have that bonus 150 damage on every single dunk that we can then buff with the black pool. And it forces some pretty interesting play styles out of the enemy team because if they ignore me throughout the whole game, kind of like they have been, I will just be this dominant force in the late game. And I really do feel like he's one of those characters that just scales better than any other. Okay, we can't stay 1v2. Let's just spawn in some guys to hit these. I don't think we're gonna make it, so let's just turn around and deal some damage, which we were not able to do either. All right, we are contesting the turn-in right now. The enemy team very split. Lamb to the slaughter going down right on top of that Li Ming, and that's going to be an easy kill. They do need to worry about being flanked from here, but it looks like Kerrigan actually doing a good job of pushing them back. Never mind, Kerrigan is going to be taken down by the same two that killed me as well. No way they can get away from a Medivh and a Grey Mane. No way. Those teleports are too good for chasing. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we have managed to take over some mercenary camps that are currently pushing into the enemy team spawn, but you can see the enemy team's Azmodan. He's on top of that. He is on top of that, doing a good job with his siege damage. We probably went for the same build, identical builds. This is going to be a battle of the dunks. The enemy team has pushed up quite far in the middle lane. Gazlow still dealing some damage here. Let's dunk this Medivh, shall we? That is so addicting. Can I just paint a picture for how much fucking fun I have with Azmodan? He's so good. Dude, we should jump in on that. Go for it. It's all you. You got it. You got it. It's all you. I told you. I told you. There we go. How many stacks? 192. Not great, but not terrible. And then I can go, no! No, Falstad, you were the hero we needed. All right, I'm coming down. We got this. We could do it. We could do it, team. I got the dunk ready. Here it is. Well, she had a shield. We still technically need 2 more coins. But while we're contesting this, I can still continue to get that XP. It is a little weird to have a mirror match with another Azmodan. I won't say that happens very often. 2 seconds on Blackpool. I should not have gone out this far. But we can dunk this minion wave. Get those stacks. Deal some damage to those guys. The good news for us is they don't have an easy way to get that health back. No one on their team is actually a healer, whereas a couple people on our team can attack to get health back. I'm just gonna keep sending my generals up there to check it out. Here we go. This is a good dunk right here, boys. Hit 3 members of the enemy team. Unfortunately, the Butcher doing the right thing and engaging there and didn't have any follow-up. I suppose Gazlow was turning in his coins. Very good Gravitron bomb from our Gazlow. Dunk here on Greymane. No, missed by an inch. But we did manage to hit Jaina. And now I'm just going to switch off and start to push bottom pretty aggressively, because we should be free to do that. And again, we're going to stop the push up top with another general. And notice just how I always have something to do. And I fucking love it. It allows my ADD just to take over. I can get stacks, I can push lanes, I can team fight, I can stop pushes, all from the comfort of wherever the fuck I happen to be at that moment in time. And it's phenomenal. I really do. He's a beautiful character. Again, about his history, he was kind of added into the game. No one really liked him. They found out his Q was good with Johanna, which actually got Johanna nerfed because of how good Azmodan was with her. And then, like, he slowly just became more popular and more people started playing him, and eventually that got him nerfed again as well. But I mean, he's always kind of been good at the same things. Again, right now with his current position in the game, some people think all shall burn builds are a little bit better on him. Again, I haven't tried those. I just keep dunking because I really enjoy it. I think it's a very satisfying play style to constantly be building up to carry the late game. I actually think that's something that Heroes is lacking quite a lot. I mean, people complain about matchmaking and they complain that the game is so team reliant, but there are characters like Azmodan who can completely carry a match if he is able to actually get fed. And no one really seems to realize that. No one really seems to gravitate to that. Let's just go ahead and chunk Jaina. That's 1,000 damage right to the face. This is a mistake. That was wow. Didn't expect that to happen, boys. Dunk on Greymane trying to help, but of course the wave of force from Medivh is going to put it into that, and we just got whambo camboed, boys. That's what a whambo cambo looks like. Let's go ahead and buff the bottom lane. Let's hit Jaina again for another 1,000 damage, shall we? Oh, I moved out of my ult, my bad. It still made contact, and we definitely know they're going for the boss now. Blackheart's Bay has a pretty interesting boss, actually, because in a lot of ways, it's one of the worst bosses in the whole game. And that might sound weird, like how could one boss be worse than the others? Well, mainly it's because of the positioning of the towers. And you'll notice that this boss, you know, he'll go over and... Oh, that's a dunk. He'll go over and he'll walk straight up to the towers and he'll start dealing damage like any other boss would, but the radius of his stun doesn't actually hit the entire wall, which I always think is just so fascinating. She baited that dunk. She saw it coming too. She started wiggling around. They are going to get a bombardment from these chests that are spawning. We don't care. But watch how this works. He's going to walk right up to the tower and his stun doesn't even hit the towers. All he does is damage that middle wall, which buys you a ton of time to just sit here and kill him. He's done no real structural damage yet, and by the time he does start fighting the tower, he's just dead. Easily the worst boss in the game. And I think people put way too much emphasis on that guy. Way too. It's really not that good. Easy dunk in middle. We'll help clear this out. We need to put our general in the bottom lane. And you can see that I have really high siege damage, not as much as the enemy team's Azmodan, actually. He's been focusing on that a bit more. I have pretty high hero damage, only 7k behind number 1 on our team, and double the XP contribution of everyone else. So that is just how impactful an Azmodan can be. And I think it's great. Again, he was just nerfed, and kind of a lot of people don't see a reason to play him anymore. I just think he's fun. I just think he's one of the funnest characters that you can possibly invest your gold and time into. There's a team fight going down on the bottom lane. I'm going to make my way down there. We're going to put a general up top to help push with that mercenary camp. And then, are they going for another turn in? Let's send a general in there, or a warrior in there just to check it out. Well, they are. That warrior's going to push him off just a little bit. Gazla's taking over that bottom mercenary camp, so we're going to get positioned to kind of rally with them and push forward. Medivh is flying up top to clean up that mercenary wave that we were pushing with the General of Hell. Again, Azmodan able to draw the attention of the enemy team away just by doing his normal shit, just by spawning in a general and making that wave a bit better. I do think we should siege this very hard because we know everyone on the enemy team is up in the top lane. So I'm going to siege this very hard. There we go. 1,200 damage on those dunks now. Now, we do probably want to disengage right when they get here, but this should be a very easy tower kill. They don't have enough coins to turn in. There's no boss for them to take, so they pretty much have to come down here. Actually, if they come in one at a time, this is a great advantage for us, but if we get flanked, not as much. Decent dunk here will hit 3. Oh, Li Ming! Completely taken down! Completely fucking taken down! Okay, can I do it again? Well, here's an easy... Oh, I should have dunked fucking Medivh. Why didn't I dunk Medivh there? I wanted more stacks. By the way, sitting at 322 stacks right now. We can get some more in the middle lane. We can stop their mercenary camp just with that general up there. Now, the idea is you want to get to the point with Azmodan where your Q will kill casters without having to buff it. That is when he's the most efficient. And as you can see, I've kind of been behind that the entire game. Which is a little sad. It's a little sad. We hit Greymane there for 1,200 or something. Let's stop this Jaina on her mount. That guy will dismount her really easy. And we can just continue to keep our artillery-based position back here while we're staying pretty safe. I do want to go dunk top real quick. But notice like how little downtime there actually is. Notice how impactful I've been on this game while also staying in relative safety. Excuse me. Looks like we're posturing for some coin turn-ins. I'm just going to push this really hard. I don't know what the enemy team's doing. Oh, they're coming to get me. That's what they're doing. We're fine. I think, anyway. I think we're fine. Let's get some free damage on this Greymane here. Oh, he moved. What? Oh, they're going straight to stop the turn-in. Okay, I'm on my way, team. We need to put the general up top because this is a beautiful catapult push. And we're drawing the attention of the enemy team over to here, which means they won't be able to adequately defend it. Oh, that was a good dunk. That was a good dunk. And again, those catapults up in the top lane, the more time we buy here, the better. Let's just pressure this Greymane. We have a dunk for Jaina right after that. We don't even need to dunk. I got Li Ming right here. This is Li Ming. And, oh my god, she didn't fucking die from that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 4 seconds. 2. What? Oh, that shield, no! Not gonna be able to get it. Not gonna be able to get it, but those are buff catapults, boys. And that is how you win games on Azmodan. Alright, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I can't stress how much I enjoy this character. He's so good. And I just touched my fucking glasses. Like, I just went... Oh, like, what the fuck? What is wrong with me? I've ruined my whole life just from that. Unbelievable. Oh, the whole day's ruined. How do you come back from touching your glasses like that? I'm gonna have to get up and walk away from my computer, which is the worst thing I could possibly imagine. All right, the talents for today: Taste for Blood, Army of Hell, Infernal Glow, Blackpool, Hedonism, Battleborn, and Bolt of the Storm. Allows you to do a ton of artillery damage while also getting a ton of XP with your trait, pushing lanes with your W, and killing close enemies with your E. We managed to do almost 200,000 siege damage, basically tied top damage dealer on our team, and did a ton of XP contribution. And if you don't think that's carrying a game, then I don't know what your definition of carrying a game is. We could have done better on the dunk stacks. We could have definitely been hitting harder, but considering that this was a solo queue and I'm a little rusty, I'm pretty okay with how we did. Thank you all for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Why am I reaching for my camera? I don't turn it off over there anymore. And subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you all next time. Okay, bye.